have to drop.
I don't like that shit.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas. For sure. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta drop a dime on them motherfuckers.
I don't like that shit. For sure,
I don't like that shit at all.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah. Stupid. First of all, man, what's going on, y'all? What's up, Foreign Insight? Thank y'all for the support, man. Numbers are growing, man. I appreciate every last one of y'all who support the channel and support my Instagram, foreign underscore insight. Thank you. I appreciate you. That banana is kind of dry. Sorry. Let's get into this conversation, man. First and foremost, that Kamala Harris rally was total embarrassment. I had secondhand embarrassment watching that, man. Like, literally. She got Meg the Stallion up there twerking. Yo. And I'm not against twerking per se, but it's a time and a place for everything. How can we take people serious that's twerking? She's not twerking per se, but Meg the Stallion is, right? And she's performing. Once again, this became like I don't know what you want. This is an embarrassment. Other nations are laughing at us. Remember I said before, America has become a joke? Another example of it. Another example of it. And the crazy part about it is, I'm trying to say something without being totally disrespectful. I don't want to come off disrespectful to nobody. But at the end of the day, let's get straight into it, man. Listen, man, these Democrats use black women like guard dogs, right? And I hate it. I don't like that. Black women are powerful people, right? Black people are powerful as a whole if we know how to channel my energy. The thing is, they use black women as mascots to get a certain agenda passed, right? So they use black women to shame black men into voting for Kamala Harris. For example, if you are a black man and you don't vote for Kamala Harris, a lot of black women would get upset with you. How you picking this white person over this black person, right? That's what they would say. And black men need to stand up. If you honestly want to vote for her, that's actually American right. But don't try to shame someone into voting for her because a cootie cat. Let's be honest. So, matter of fact, when you watch this rally, right, it was ratchet. Even when she's talking up to Quavo, walk it like you talk it or talk it like you walk it, however that song goes, no one speaks that way. As my friend Quavo would say,
he does not walk it like he talks it.
No one speaks that way on a regular basis. No one speaks like Amigo. They don't. They just don't. The other issues that I have, once again, you see Meg the Stallion, I'm a Savage, and body yada yada, and she's twerking. Can we have some type of like decorum, some type of respect? This is the big stage, right? It's a rally. She's going for president. Why this should have been a time for her to show black Americans or America in general how classy black women can be, and you dropped the ball. And Kamala Harris too. She was terrible at the border. Let's be honest. Someone got to call it out. She was terrible at the border. And then you wonder why a lot of the migrants are coming to take black jobs. Y'all so fixated on that word. What do black jobs mean? Y'all know exactly what he meant when he said black jobs. Because black people been saying the whole time, the migrants has been coming taking our jobs, our black people jobs. We've been saying that. But the minute he says it, it's an issue. To me, that don't even make any sense to me at all. It's total BS. It's total BS. So we try to find a way to be disrespected. Oh my God, I feel a way behind what he said. Oh my God. Stop. And another thing about Kamala Harris, which is kind of weird to me. Didn't we complain about mass incarceration? They locking up our black people, X, Y, and Z, disproportionately, and then we go around and we vote for law enforcement, basically. A person who was prosecuting black men and women. Wasn't there a man who was almost on death row that she tried to hide evidence from the courts, and the governor of California, I'm thinking, forced her to release the evidence that saved a black man's life, and she apologized for that? Like, that's the same woman, right? Once again, I'm tired of bringing up this narrative by Donald Trump. Oh, he tried to get Central Park 5 that penalty. That is not true. Once again, the articles online, you can read yourself. He was talking about the 1900 murders in New York in 1989. And he said rapists and murderers should get the death penalty. Later on, he mentioned Central Park 5 later on, but he was saying if they did it, that ladies deserve justice. He wasn't saying the murder for the 5 children. He wasn't saying that. Go read it yourself, but that's something different. And the fact of the matter is, matter of fact, let's just look at something real fast. Let's look at, hold on one moment. Let's look at, what I can't find it. Where is that? Did I pass it? Hold on, I got you right now. Yeah, I got y'all right now. I thought I had my thing listed up here. Here you go, I got it. All right. Now y'all tell me, is this what y'all will call black excellence? I'm telling you, man, twerking Tourette's. This is a thing. This is a thing. And then they have an issue with it. Okay. And even her, she's what you call like a chameleon person. Like a chameleon person. Like she even have a fake accent when she's in Atlanta. Listen to this.
I said to the congressman, I didn't know he could preach like that.
Let's try one more time.
I said to the congressman, I didn't know he could preach like that. I said to the congressman, I didn't know he could preach like that.
I feel like Peter Griffin. She is so fake. I don't know how y'all don't see how fake she is, man. She is fake. She's that corny, son. Now, she even a while ago went to Paris, right? And she even had on a French accent. Hold on. I'm gonna see this right now. Hold on 1 second.
The plan. We're expected to defend the plan. The plan.
Biden administration continues to find new and creative ways to embarrass America on the world stage. Apparently thought that she could, I guess, smooth things over with a fake accent.
Mademoiselle.
Uppercase T, uppercase P. The plan. We're expected to defend the plan. The plan.
I don't understand how y'all don't see that, yo. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it, man. It's your American right. Y'all can vote for whoever y'all want to, but I just don't understand it. I don't get it. But back to what I was saying about the mass incarceration. Remember BLM? They're arresting our black people. They mistreating our black people, X, Y, and Z. Laws for defund the police, X, Y, and Z. But then you literally vote for basically a super cop. I'm telling you, black people, black Americans, I should say, not all, but hear me out. Black Americans have Stockholm syndrome to the Democratic Party. That's the only thing how I can explain it. That's it. And then it puts black men in a weird space. Right? Because they always say black people not a monolith. We're not. And then the minute a black woman or a black man thinks different opinion, he or she are ashamed for it. Right? So the same thing applies here with Kamala Harris. Right? She was missing for 4 years. Everybody says she's always smiling. She's missing. She ain't doing nothing, whatever. But then the minute she becomes the candidate for presidency, everybody come out to support her out of thin air. Fine. The thing I don't understand is if a black person was to vote different and not support Kamala Harris for whatever reason they chose, they're getting called, especially the black man. If the black man decides not to vote for Kamala Harris, you got other black people that would say, oh, you don't like your mother? You hating on black women. What? You sexist. What? You're not one of us. What are we talking about? So a black man or black woman can't vote different? And then if it's a black, but then if it's a white person who don't want to vote for Kamala Harris, they would say that person racist, that person sexist. And I'm lost. They'll say, oh, you're not voting for her because she's a black woman. Or they'll say, you don't like her because she's a black woman. The left will say that. The left will say that to white voters. You don't like Kamala Harris because she's a black woman. Last time I checked, we love Candace Owens. She's a black woman. So how about it ain't that? How about it ain't because she's a black woman? How about they don't like her because her character or maybe her shitty policies that go under the Biden and Harris administration? Why it just can't be that? Why I have to jump and say it's because she's a black woman? When I'm saying people love Candace Owens and she's a black woman. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. The left will call people weird, right? We get caught weird because we vote for Trump or we support more conservative values. We are called weird for that. But the people who are calling you weird are the ones that are okay with kids having sex change, are okay with trans women born male in women's sports, are the same people who are okay with late term abortions. I can say the other part, but you get what I'm saying. How is the person who are more conservative weird? Y'all the same people who literally remix or redone the Last Supper at the Olympics. It had a whole bunch of trans people on the fake Last Supper, like redo or reincarnate, or not reincarnation, rendition or whatever. Like, what? How is that not weird? So people who vote for Trump is weird, who wants to restore Christian faith back into America. That person is weird for wanting to help out the actual everyday American. But the person on the side who are saying, my body, my choice, is willing to have late-term abortions up to 6, 7, 8, 9 months, and they're not the weird ones. Now, I respect people who got pronouns. I find it to be foolish, but for you, I can respect it in conversation, right? Because I'm just a person like that. But my point is, how is that not considered weird? That you identify as a plant or a dragon? That's not weird. But if I question it, then I'm the weird one. I just find that OD weird, man. I find that OD weird. And then, like I said before, when Kamala Harris is out there basically lying again, saying that Donald Trump is trying to take away women's rights of, what am I looking for? Reproduction rights of, oh my god, first of all, woman, you're lying. Trump literally saying Roe v. Wade, we always complain that the government had too much power. We said that shouldn't be in federal. So we should vote ourselves. That's what Roe v. Wade was, an overturning Roe v. Wade to give you the power to vote on what you want. But no, give it back to them, make them vote. That doesn't make sense to me. That it don't make sense at all. And he's also saying that he don't want to have a national ban on those type of things. What he's saying is he believes that it should be a limit, a time limit, right? And exceptions for grape,
Like Ronald
incest,
Reagan, I am strongly in favor of
and
exceptions for rape,
life or death,
incest, and
for a
life
mother.
of the mother.
As most of us do, right? But they'll paint that lie up there. They will paint the lie that he's like Hitler. He's a dictator to make extremists go extreme. Oh my God, he's like Hitler. He's going to do X, Y, and Z. Let me try to shoot him. Why that couldn't have been true. You label this man Hitler. Know you're going to have a crazy reaction that somebody going to take it extremely serious and it might get out of hand. And it did. But no one actually looks at that way, though. That's kind of wild to me. Then they're going to say, oh, yeah, he going to put us back to slavery times. And it's making up stuff. You already have 4 years of him. Was he that type of tyrant then? Was he a Hitler then? Was you in chains and slaves then? No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. And this is the left do all the time. More Democrats. They literally brainwash my black people to act like we constant victims. And we're not victims. We are great people. I can't trust, me personally, I can't trust radical feminists, white women. Radical feminist white woman is the heart of the Democratic Party. Remember that game Contra? When you're going through the alien ship and you gotta fight that big ass heart? It's pulsing and roots come out. That's the heart of a Democratic Party. That alien shit that you gotta destroy in Contra. But my point that I'm making is this, man. Black people, we are free. Right? We are free. Wake up. It's time to get off the Democratic plantation. Now, I'm not saying never to vote for a Democrat. No, the Democrat makes sense with actual actions, then vote for them, right? Same thing with Republicans, the same exact thing. But the fact of the matter is you are free, right? You have to exercise your freedom. You have to exercise it. Like if you want muscles, we already have the muscles on our body. People say, I want muscles, I want muscles. You have muscles. But for it to grow, you must exercise the muscle. It tears, and when it heals, it swells up. It's the same thing with your freedom. Exercise your freedom muscle. Exercise your freedom privilege. It is a privilege we have here. Listen, to the left, they have brainwashed a bunch of black people to be victims, and it's hard to talk to them. It is very hard to talk to them, man. You are free, man. Today, for example, I literally was in my corner store today. I'm buying my food, and me and a person was talking about Donald Trump, for example. And I was saying, man, a lot of our black people are lost, man. One guy agreed with me and said, yeah, man, like Donald Trump is telling you what he's going to do, and black people is still voting for him. I'm like what? Like the immunity part and X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, Project 2025. And I'm like, dude, you're wrong. What? You vote for Trump? I said, yeah. I ain't talking to you. And walked away. And I told this dude, see, that's the actual problem right there. What? I'm trying to school you on misinformation, and you just declined it, and you want to be a victim. This is a man older than me, like in his 50s, like probably like late 50s. So he said to police immunity. Let me explain what police immunity is for people who don't understand it. When Trump said he's going to restore immunity to the police, he never said full immunity. And what he meant by it is police automatically has immunity to them already. So they do, let's say, for example, if a police officer is fighting a drug dealer or something like that, doing a crime, and he combating the officer. I mean, the guy combating the officer, and the officer is trying to fight crime, and the officer happened to get punched and then beat the guy up and hurt the guy. He's saying it's justified, so they get immunity from lawsuits and loss of pension. Because if somebody punch a cop in the face and a cop beats your ass, that cop shouldn't be able to go to jail and lose all his earnings. Right? So now there's a thing going around when people are smashing, grabbing, looting the stores, and it's cops like, I ain't doing nothing. Let them have it. Because it's not worth it. Knowing if a cop was to grab one of those kids or grab one of those men while doing their jobs and the guy get hurt, they're going to try to say the cop is racist and try to sue the cop. And he was just doing his job. The immunity part do not cover criminal stuff. So, for example, if the police officer does things in the rule book or the policy or agency of the police station of the law, he'll be immune to certain things, which makes sense. He's not saying, yo, I got full immunity. I don't like Raheem. I don't like Rodamez. I don't like Bishop. I don't like Steele. I don't like Q. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, I got full immunity, my nigga. You feel me? Yeah. No, that don't cover that part. That's criminal. If a cop, for example, if a cop had a weapon that's assigned to him and he used that weapon in the policy or the agency, or I want to say, or he used it under the confines of the law, he's immune from being prosecuted or civilly, but mainly civilly though, right? Lawsuits. Meaning, if somebody shoot at him, he can shoot back, right? The person happened to get killed in a crossfire back and forth, you can't sue this cop because he just returning fire. That's what we mean by doing their job. But now, let's say, for example, if a cop had a gun licensed to him, and then he just buy a gun unlicensed, and then he used that gun don't fall under the policies or the rule book of the law. That would be considered an illegal gun. So the immunity won't cover him then. He would go to jail criminally. That makes sense to y'all? I hope I'm making this. I'm trying to explain the best way I know how, but it is not what you think it is. Right? So, what I want to say is this, man. Us as black people, man, I'm telling you, man, this left, and you can say the right too, because the right, they really don't care for Trump neither. Because they have also extremes on that side that I don't agree with neither. I'm more center, but I understand what Trump is doing, and I like what he's doing. Because he's no holds bars on both. And look, for example, y'all, have y'all noticed? Matter of fact, I'm just going to just play this. I want y'all view on this. I'm just going to play it right now, and I want y'all view. Because to me, it's just totally unprofessional. Totally unprofessional. Here you go.
You giving us an hour of your time. And we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit.
Totally disingenuous. He's referring to the people he basically was saying, if you don't like this country, you go back where you came from, because they would try to disrespect America, and they was actually, I think, families of migrants themselves. But let me be quiet.
To describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to...
Yeah, time out. Before, I'm going to rewind and let her go through it again. Y'all people just happened. She put out a bunch of stuff that was untrue and disingenuous. She gave a bunch of incorrect statements. Then try to slide the question at the end of it. So if he addressed the question by itself, it looks like he's confirming all the BS that you just said. That is a disingenuous person. You're supposed to be impartial. You're supposed to be neutral and just asking questions. You put out a whole statement insulting this man, and then ask the question at the end of it. So now, however he responds, it looks like he's racist or he don't like black women. That's the thing that I can't stand what these woke Democrats are doing. They put a white man in front of Donald Trump. He destroyed him. A white woman in front of Donald Trump. He destroyed him because they put that up there because they want him to say, oh, he's a sexist type of thing. Oh, but no. Last resort, bring in a secret weapon, a black woman. So now if he combats a black woman, it's going to look bad optics-wise. That's why, yo, just peep it. You have to understand. Matter of fact, I'm going to rewind it. My bad. I'm going to shut up and rewind it. I forgot. My bad. I'm sorry. I started talking too much. Sorry.
And we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that, and let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if
it's
you
a
can answer
very
the question
nasty
on your rhetoric
question.
and why you
I have
believe that
answered
black
the
voters
question.
can trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President
That's
Johnson,
my
who signed the
answer.
Voting Rights
And
Act?
for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on.
First of all, the Voters Act and freeing slaves. Which one is more important to y'all? Being free from slavery or the ability to vote? What is she talking about? I get what she's saying, but no. Being free from bondage is way more important than the Voters Act. Unless I'm saying something wrong, I think everyone will agree with that. He's black people. Oh God, all he does is criticize black guys. I could be wrong, but you see, I'm so happy that Donald Trump put her in her place by exposing the setup. I heard when Donald Trump got there, some black people quit. Do you see the setup there? But the part that had me laughing, when you talking about being late, that shit was funny. I'm sorry, that's funny. Right, being late, like, come on, man. Color people time is real, man. I ain't gonna lie, I be late. Yeah, I be late mad times in my life. I ain't gonna hold you. At my old job, I was mad late mad times. I realized I was trying to play. I was being a victim the whole time though too. When I was in my 20s, it was my fault, man. I got suspended. It was all my fault. I blame somebody else. Cause I was taught to blame somebody else, man. But yeah, back to this right here. You see that, right? That's so super disingenuous, man. So no matter what he says, they're gonna try to paint the picture like, see, he's racist or he don't like black women. Like, it was a panel full of black women on stage. No black men on stage. Like, none on stage. Just black women. And the crazy part about it is that, now, this is my head to my black men. Y'all don't see how the left, the Democrats, don't really care about you. They don't care about you. They care about the black woman enough so they could brainwash you to vote for them. Because they really don't care for black women either. They give the black woman donations after donations on handouts after handouts or things in their favor over you, man. You don't realize that? You don't listen, man. I probably said enough already. But anywho, man, I'm about to get out of here. I just want to put that out there real quick, man. Kamala Harris is an embarrassment. Room for improvement. The short period is a short time. So she can fix it. She can fix it. I'm not going to be out here saying, no, Kamala Harris don't have a chance. Nah, man. Remember back in the day, we said the same thing about Donald Trump. He don't got a chance, and he won. So I don't put it past Kamala Harris because women's voting power is powerful and dangerous at the same time. They could be on your side one minute, and the next day, I don't feel right, and just switch and vote somebody else. So the women's vote is, in this state, I think, because Kamala Harris is claiming blacklist now. I can't call it. My opinion is Trump gonna win, but I'm not too sure no more, man. Cause I'm seeing the playbook here. I think Donald Trump should decline that. Only because, well, then he did say that it was supposed to be there. So yeah, so I guess that's why he didn't decline. I get it. Excuse me, I get it. With that being said, man, hold on. You see how he criticized her and the crowd booed, right? But she said some wild shit to him first. But he criticized, anyway, enough. All right, y'all, later.